Home. What defines them? When does something become home? This is not home. I can never call this home. By pure instinct, my hands go over my head as I prepare for another bombardment of code. Rotating wheel, rotating grinding bolted linear gearbox, falling size, 7 holy stakes, a dark chip, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness, parabolic gearbox, I begin hyperventilators, my compulsion grows, damages won't go away, driving me down from refresh, continuously fucking your body with the blade, making a mess of it, my head starts going crazy, my thoughts start to return, champagne assaults my mind with my thoughts, this is disgusting, so disgusting, how could I let myself think these things, but it's unmistakable, the lust continues to linger through my veins, and aching my muscles stems from the tension experienced by my entire body. Stop it! Referencing the Open Your Third Eye poem, because like that was like the beginning of Natsuki's weird jumbled poem is the beginning, and this last part is like Yuri's bloody poem, and there were also like the From the Wheel poem, something in there. Make it stop! I scream out in pain, because there's absolutely nothing else I can do. I fall down to the floor drenched in sweat. It feels like my body has been stabbed hundreds of times, yet there is no blood, no wounds, no proof. Absolutely no proof that this world is a living nightmare. But you can hear me. I know you can. I nearly jump at the sound of my phone vibrating. I reach into my pocket and read the message. Sup, Monica? Natsuki's voice done well. Sup, Monica? Hope you're ready for a hangout today. We'll meet at the ice cream place, okay? Typical Natsuki. That's 2 emoticons in 1 sentence. Still shaken up from a few minutes ago, I place my phone back in my pocket and shakily lift myself up off the floor. I have to play along. I'm curious what'll happen to the game if I try to enter areas that never existed before. Even now, this house doesn't feel like home. I look down at my uniform instantly, and my uniform instantly transforms into my casual clothing. Would have been nice to at least have a few more options. Maybe you can try buying some? Might as well try, test the limits. Alright, Monica. You've got this. Everything's going to be alright. I fix up my hair and head outside. I don't remember ever seeing this street before. Was this always here? I look around at my surroundings. It's still painfully obvious that everything around me is a game, but there's other people around. Birds chirping, trees slightly swaying in the wind. What the hell's going on? I continue down the street, following the directions Natsuki gave me. This is the first time in my life that I felt enamored by the world around me. But it's mostly because it's on something new to look at. I always just used code to get me where I wanted to be. And while I wouldn't like to jinx it for myself, not a single glitch, flash, or anything of the sort has tormented me. This has to be some sort of joke. I stop in my tracks when I see a familiar sight in front of me. Natsuki, a girl who is nothing more than your typical tsundere trope. Always denying any sort of emotional connection with just about anybody. Aside from the fact that Monica Knight 3 mentions that it's not just to be cute, but there's actually reasons given for it. I mean, that she's not just a typical trope. She's always someone that annoyed me, constantly babbling on about her manga, thinking that she can do whatever she wants. I remember having an argument with her on how the club should be handled, even before I started to succumb to my epiphany. But she always wanted to do things her way. To be honest, I feel like in canon Monica, canon main game Monica, this actually is something that honestly makes sense. Because in Act 1, the one Monica shits on the most without showing any really major signs of empathy already is already Natsuki. And while she seems to care of her as a member, it's painfully obvious that, like, when it comes to the other two girls, like, you went their route entirely. She's like, with the other two girls, they have problems. Maybe you should stay away for their sake. And with Natsuki, it's like, well, she doesn't know what she wants because she's young. Aha! So you weren't thinking of ditching me after all. You don't think I'm that mean, do you? You have your moments. Now let's get going. I'm dying for some ice cream. Natsuki walks up and stands next to me. She's awfully short now that I really look down at her from this angle. It's kind of funny. So, Monica, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? It's a little vanilla if I'm being honest. Oh, haha, very funny. Wait, is it literally vanilla? I smile and nod. I knew it. You always seemed like a vanilla type of girl. Really? What gave you that impression? Oh, I take a lot of online quizzes. Quizzes? Like those personality quizzes? Yep. Most of the boring answers that you probably would have chosen led to vanilla flavor being your favorite. Boring? You think I'm boring? Well, no, not necessarily. You just give off those vibes, I guess. Alright. There she goes again, assuming things about me. I mean, she was right. You don't know anything about me. You never will. Besides, you insisted I'd get you vanilla anyway. I just needed to confirm it. She did? Huh. I can't believe she remembers. Even I kind of forgot about it. Maybe... No, that's not it. Yeah, now let's get going. I stared at her body movements as we walked side by side. They're natural, like how any normal person should be walking. Which is what makes this so weird. What do you see, I wonder? Alright, just down the street and we'll be at the ice cream parlor in no time. Natsuki follows close by as we make our way down the street. As I look at all my surroundings, I'm astounded by the amount of people walking around me. It's a strange sight. Because it's all game code. Every single one of them. The problem is, it's painfully obvious that it's game code. None of this is real, and yet I'm the only one who knows that. That's what's making this entire experience so frustrating. It'd be really easy to just... Here we are! Club presidents always go first. She says this somewhat sarcastically, but opens the door for me anyway. Thanks! As I walk in, an assorted set of aromas fills my nostrils. It smells heavenly, which only makes this even more aggravating. Why is this happening to me? Hey Natsuki, this isn't really an ice cream parlor, is it? This is more of a cafe. There you go again, getting hung up over the details. I just like to call it that. I only have to come here for ice cream anyway. I see. It smells really good in here. Right? It's awesome! Of course, it doesn't compare to my own kitchen enough to make cupcakes. I wouldn't deny that one. Natsuki and I ordered 2 ice creams, one for each of us. I chose vanilla and she chose strawberry, which was pretty predictable if I'm being totally honest. Strawberry, huh? Did your online quizzes get that right too? They did actually! Spot on! Do you just let those quizzes make all those choice decisions for you or something? No! Do you think I'm that childish? You have your moments. I decide to parrot what she told me a few minutes ago. Let's go sit down and eat our ice cream together. I don't feel like arguing with you. Don't have to tell me twice. We choose a seat next to the door, but far enough so the sun isn't bothering us. So, I've been meaning to talk to you about something club-related. I brace for impact, because I know for a fact she's about to ask about manga. Have you decided on being able to be part of the literature club? Oh. She maintains eye contact as she takes a spoonful of ice cream. Well, I don't know, Natsuki. Like I said last week, manga's pretty childish in my honest opinion. Oh, come on! You don't seriously think that, do you? Well, The mangas that I have really had were like psychological horror that I kind of don't think children should read. And the other animes I've noticed are happening around the world are a bit too sexual for children. So I wouldn't really say that I know this is really like particularly childish. The only thing that I've ever really seen that was more childish were like some... I watched Sailor Moon when I was younger. Yeah. That's the only thing that I would say was a bit more childish, and even then the writing was mostly good, I think. I don't remember correctly, so... I don't remember correctly. I might not remember correctly. My chair is falling apart again. What is this? It's a... Well, the honest truth is I don't really know what to think about it. Oh? See? That's more understandable. I can see how some people would be deterred by the cute art of the colorful cover pages. But completely ignoring or denying its significance in the grand scheme of things is just close-minded and dumb. Take the Neon Evangelion Genesis, for example. That's a manga that deals with some pretty heavy topics. Heck, stuff Yuri would probably like. But you both seem to be in the same way and just keeping a close mind about these things. Alright, I get your point. So then, what is it that you want? Me? Personally, I want my tastes to be treated just like everyone else's. There's a reason why I wanted to join the club in the first place, you know? Which was? You seriously don't remember? It wasn't that long ago at all. You wanted people to feel free to express themselves through literature. Does manga just not apply to that or something? That's what I find so hypocritical about that. You've always pushed for people to feel free to express themselves at first. But I guess manga doesn't apply. And hey, a little birdie told me that you were looking for romance manga once. So don't even try to deny it. I actually can't really remember exactly why. But I feel my face turn hot. It was Sayori, wasn't it? That response confirms it. I doubt it's Sayori a little, but seeing you get flustered like that says everything I need to know. But anyway, that's my gripe with that. You can't advertise your club that way if you're already letting your personal biases get in the way of other people's interests. Okay, I see what you're saying now. I guess I should apologize for that then. Thanks, but I'd like to see it actually put into action. Let me talk about my manga in the club next week. That's how I'll know you're being serious. Sure. We continue eating our ice cream in silence. It tastes just how ice cream should taste, I guess. But it feels real. Speaking of manga though, there's this one manga that I've been reading. It's about this girl who struggles to communicate with people. It's super adorable and very relatable at times too. Huh. What's it called? Shoko struggles to communicate. Shoko, ah yes. Right in the nose with that title, huh? You could say that. Oh man, you don't understand the shit utter hype that happens when a manga is getting animated. It's super cool to see characters that have been static for so long come to life on the big screen. Yeah, I can see how that's exciting. I look down at my ice cream and suddenly start feeling extremely angry. As Natsuki's voice starts to fade away, I start having tunnel vision. What am I even doing here? Why am I even entertaining this right now? I'm wasting time. Wasting time with this template. This girl doesn't care about me. She can't even if she tried. She's just a stupid tsundere trope. Nothing more. I look back up towards Natsuki. You're not... Whoa, Monica, you okay? You're not looking so good. Come on, let's go get some fresh air. I can't move. I'm completely immobilized by anger and fear. And yet, as her soft hand grabs mine and helps me up out of my chair, I can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Almost as if my body has been craving this feeling for what seems like ages. Every ounce of my being is telling me to move her hands away, but on some sick and twisted notion, I allow her to help me up and get out of the cafe. Hey, can you walk? You feeling okay now? Yeah. Can we get out of the city? Sure. I know a park that's not too far away from here. Think you can manage? I slowly nod my head. We arrive at, once again, a place that I've never seen before, that I've never even knew existed. It's almost like all of these places are spontaneously appearing before my very eyes. But to everyone else, it seems like this has always been there. Here we are. Wasn't too far away, and there's not too many people here either. So what's up? What happened back there? The ice cream wasn't that bad, was it? I lightly smile. No, not that. I didn't say anything because I wanted to make sure you were okay first. But you were giving me a really mean look. At first I thought I said or did something to upset you. I know you're angry. I can see it. You can? It's pretty obvious, quite frankly. I'm mad at you too. I was hoping we could both talk things out and just let us steam together. You've been very stressed out lately too, and the club has noticed it. I don't know why you felt you had to lie to us about Yuri, nor why you encouraged her to leave a place she really enjoys. So, I was hoping I could have some answers about that. I don't want my assumption about you to be true. I look out at the pond in front of me, watching the sun slowly dip below the horizon. Natsuki, before you continue, I just want to say that I don't want to hear any apologies. Because they shouldn't be for me. Alright. Okay, you're right. I've been stressed out lately. Nothing has been going my way and I'm getting sick of it. So, I guess I just wanted to take control of the situation. I wanted to do what I felt was right. So you thought sending Yuri, a girl who really enjoys the club, away from everyone was the right move? What kind of bad call is that? I know! I messed up alright. I can't think straight. So, I get that you've got a lot of responsibilities and all. But you wanna know something, Monica? She points a finger directly at me. You're going to need to step up a little bit more. Excuse me? Nah, you know I'm right. I'm sure I don't need to explain it to you. You're the leader of the club. Making decisions like that isn't right for any of us. It's only detrimental. We were all worried as heck because it just seemed like such a sudden rash decision on the both of you. And to make matters worse, Sayori needs us all right now. You really thought sending Yuri away was a good idea? Yeah, as if. Okay, I get it. I messed up. Bad. Yeah, you really did. I can only stand in shock and confusion as I tried to recover from the verbal onslaught this girl just gave me. It was so raw and full of emotion. She sighs and joins me in overlooking the pond. There's a pretty long sense between us. I've no idea what to think of her anymore, but she's no longer the childish girl I've always seen her as. There's a surprising amount of maturity in her character, an amount I wouldn't have expected from her at all. And as her hair flows in the light breeze, I think to myself, is there a chance that I could be wrong about everything? Slightly shake my head at the idea. There's no way, not with everything I've gone through, and everything I've done and wanted to do. Sorry. For what? For lashing out at you like that? You don't need this right now. It's just a club. It's a special place to me. Just like it is for everyone else in it. You've made something great here, and I want what's best for it. Don't you? I look down at my hands and twiddle my fingers. Yeah. That's what I meant earlier. I know you're stressed, but if you'd let me, we can work through it together. We have to. Natsuki pauses and visibly winces as if what she was about to say would give her great pain. Never mind. I won't say anything. You don't need to hear it. Is it about your father? Natsuki's eyes widen. No! What even gave you that idea? Sorry, well, I am the club president after all. Kind of my thing. I scratched my head nervously. I didn't really mean to just outright say something like that. It just sort of came out. Natsuki's body language shifts pretty dramatically and slouches down as if trying to hide herself. You're treading in some real thin ice here, Monica. On some. Am I? You seemed like you wanted to talk about it just a moment ago. She doesn't budge. How about I tell you something? About what? About me? Something about myself. Yeah, alright. From Natsuki's view, I shortly moved my right sleeve back and gazed at my wound, still somewhat fresh from a few days prior. I never really knew my parents. I don't have any memories of them. Of course, I know must have had parents, otherwise I wouldn't be standing here right now. The truth of the statement is, I genuinely don't know how I came to be. My entire reality isn't real. How am I supposed to know that I did or didn't come out of thin air? I arm my sleeve back, head down, and turn back towards Natsuki. She's giving me a look of sympathy that I didn't expect to see. I never do, but I figured maybe this is a chance to talk about how I feel, about all of my experiences. Even if she's just lines of code, she's still listening. Sometimes I get these dreams. My mom is there, watching over me, making sure I don't ever give up on my goals. Or with my dad, helping him plant flowers. I can't help but crack a smile. And sometimes I play piano for them. I let her sigh. Start trying to explain these memories that I don't even know myself how real they are. Especially to someone who wouldn't understand that even if she did know. But in all those dreams, I can never seem to remember their faces. It just feels like I'm all alone without them. I take a deep breath, almost as if they never were real. Sorry, that probably sounded really weird. Not at all. She responds quickly. I lost my mom at a young age too. I'm sorry to hear that. I used to say sorry to myself all the time too. So that isn't necessary. Natsuki sighs and looks towards the horizon. When she died, my dad, he was never the same. He got more strict, more assertive, and never stopped pressuring me. Spent a good portion of my childhood wondering if I was a bad kid. If I could have done more for her, my mom. Should I have told her I loved her more often? Should I have given her more hugs? I kept feeling sorry for myself. My dad only seemed to hammer those ideas in. But I realized something. What would that be? She looks down at the ground. On the day she died, I was very little. I barely understood what was even happening. But I stood right there by her side. I remember she looked at me and asked, "Be strong for me. Never let anybody push you around or tell you what to do." I'm still trying my best to live up to that. But even then, I still feel like I did the right thing I could have done for her. Did the best thing I could have done for her. I held her hand, said I loved her, and said goodbye. Natsuki looks back towards the horizon and smiles. I follow suit, doing my best to hide the tears that have now flowing down my cheeks. Why? You know, this ended up being pretty nice, huh? I swiftly wiped my face and looked back towards her. Yeah, for sure. I think I needed this. Glad to be your service, then. Thanks for sharing that with me. I'm glad we could find some common ground and understand each other a bit more. Yeah, that wasn't easy, but it just felt right. I'm still mad at you, though. But I'm glad I understand you a little bit more now, too. Natsuki suddenly pulls out her phone and looks quite surprised. Shoot! I was supposed to be home 20 minutes ago! Natsuki quickly straightens herself out and starts heading back towards her house. Sorry, Monica! I have to get going! Oh, by the way, Sayori misses you! Should try going out with her, too! See you on Monday! Wait, what? And just like that, the short-fingered girl just runs off without looking back, leaving me alone with my own confusion and feelings. What is this reality I found myself in? Transition! Yay! I like this. That was very nice. Monica's perfectly fine. I loved Natsuki and the story they decided to give her, even with her mother, like, adding that. And a part of me, while she was having like these dreams of her parents, made me wonder if it's like referring... I'm pretty sure this mod came out after the side story, so I'm wondering maybe it's actually referring the idea that maybe like there was like this other alternate with it's like where she had like these parents and she played piano for them later and stuff. The weekend goes by with relative ease. I caught up on a few assignments, went on a movie date with Sayori, and generally had a pretty relaxing time. But there is always that looming sense of doom whenever Monday comes along. I checked my grades online this morning, only to see I'm starting to fail most of my classes now. Actually, towards the end of my school, I was also starting to struggle more and more. I wasn't failing most of them, but I was failing a handful. One thing I hated was switching from class 11 to 12, we changed like teacher in arts, and I went from a person with grades, with like, I used to have grade 1, and then when we had like this other teacher, I suddenly had like 4s and 3s. Or like, in American language, I used to have A's, and then with the new teacher, I had C's and D's. There you go. That sucked. And same with like informatics, like with computer stuff. Computer science stuff. I was like on Mark 2, and then I fell off to Mark 4, almost like 5. Like from Mark AB to Mark's DE. But that wasn't because of a teacher change, I just couldn't work with the program we were using. But this program is like never used anymore anyway. Like literally I once watched like a documentary about the history of computers and computer programs and stuff, and this program we used was part of this documentary as something that was like historical by then. Eye-opening experience. I let it aside and lean against a nearby pole as I wait for Sayori. In English I always was like very good. Like I sometimes struggle with speaking, especially since I like to speak very fast, but I was better than in German because, I don't know, I guess I engaged more in it. And besides, when I like write text to myself or when I write my books and all of that, or write like notes, I write like in English, like when I'm doing stuff for me personally. And it was back then I liked that already too. So I guess I just wrote more in English, and due to that was it like had an easier time writing like tests in English too. I remember one time I like wrote my German homework in English. Like at the beginning it started off German, and then eventually I just started writing in English. I don't know what happened in my head there, but I remember opening it and staring at it and reading through it again, and I didn't even notice until my friend pointed it out to me. Like I literally just read the like note, like in the middle of a sentence I started writing like English. And my brain didn't even pick up on that. But I'm not exactly bad at German, just definitely better at writing English texts. When it comes to speaking, I suck at both. I'm not sure if this whole thing has been good for me. It's the first time I've been truly honest with myself about it. But my grades have never been this bad. And blaming it on everything that's happened these last few weeks just sounds so incredibly selfish and crappy. But what else could it be? Sorry. And if Sayori found out... Good morning! Morning, Sayori. Sleep well? Yep, nothing beats a good night's rest. Oh my god. My voice just choked. Yeah, you're right about that. Hey, you seem upset. Is anything wrong? Huh? I'm fine. I guess I'm just a little bit tired. You didn't stay up late playing video games again, did you? I wish I had that amount of free time. I was up doing a few homework assignments. A little bit stressful, but I got them all finished. Oh, good. Let's get going then. Okay, if I'm being honest. Sayori making sure everything was okay, like that was Cute? Adorable? Oh wow! What am I even thinking? Oh. Ho. Ho? Ho ho ho. I shake my head and awkwardly fix up my hair after doing so. I'll be honest with... I hardly really like check out my hair. And sometimes I then suddenly catch myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh god, I do have to switch it up a little bit. Because I have like this weird issue. I play with like my hair a lot. And then I slide from one side to the other until it's like very messy. And I sometimes have the problem that I really just like rip my hair out. Like randomly I'm just bored. It's like budgies. When they get bored and really have like no one, like for example, know the birds. And then they become like, have like this mental state in which they like rip their feathers out. It's kind of like that, it feels like sometimes. We both readjust our bags and make our usual commute. I guess they really knows me well. I can't hide the fact that I'm pretty stressed out right now. There isn't much I can do about it other than just trying to keep up with my assignments. Morning classes go by quickly, which I definitely won't complain about. Welcome to the cafeteria, Sayori, and point out an empty table for us to sit at. I'm more excited for Sayori action. My first recording session is over and I noticed, for me the highlights were with Yuri and not with Sayori. Aside from the beginning, but that was because I was the whole time just thinking about my friends. I'm excited to see more Sayori too.
What did you bring for lunch, Aragon?
Just some torikatsu. Nothing special.
Huh? You know how to make torikatsu?
What the fuck is with my... Yeah? I thought you knew that already?
There's still a lot I don't know about you, silly.
Ah. Well, since my parents left for overseas jobs, they taught me many different recipes to make for myself. I'm basically the best chef you'll ever know. Just don't tell Natsuki I said that.
Well, I can't be the judge of that. If you let me, of course.
Sure, Sayori. I pull out my lunch bag and pull out my plate. Wait, I have to heat it up. I'll be right back. I get up and head towards a group of microwaves situated towards the back of the cafeteria. In primary school, we still had a cafeteria. That was nice. And then afterwards, I stopped having really like lunch breaks. Which, to be honest, I really sometimes struggle with eating because I feel like it's a waste of time. Like, I want to write, I want to draw, and I need to still do this and that. And eating just seems like a waste of time compared to that. So sometimes I really just skip meals. I generally like have this weird problem that I like eat, like that I don't eat like 3 large meals a day, and rather just like 1 large meal and then a few snacks throughout. I've tried to adjust myself to like larger meals and then less snacking, but it didn't work. I didn't succeed. There's a long line or anything, but I still rush over in the hopes that nobody will walk in front of me. Ha! Beat ya! Jeez, Natsuki, you nearly made me drop my food. She quickly opens up one of the microwaves and places her bento box inside. Well, you know what they say. You snooze, you lose. Oh no, whatever shall I do? I say sarcastically as I open up the microwave right next to the other and place my food inside. One point still stands. I guess so. Sarah and I are sitting over at that table. You wanna join us? Natsuki glances towards another part of the cafeteria for a short moment. Sure, that sounds better than where I was originally sitting anyway. Not like I need to sit with you guys or anything. You guys just look like losers sitting alone like that. Not like it'll help your social status either. She gives me a friendly shove before opening up the microwave and checking out her food. I follow suit and make sure my food is warmed all the way through before heading back to my table.
Hey Natsuki! Glad to see you again!
What's up, Sayori? Natsuki grabs the nearest seat to Sayori and sits herself down. How's your day going?
It's as good as it can possibly be, I think. I'm not complaining either way.
Glad to hear that.
You seem to be in a good mood today as well.
guess I'm just a bit excited for today's club meeting.
Oh, that's right. How did your hangout with Monica go?
It went pretty good, I think. She's going to apologize to Yuri. At least I hope so. And she's allowing me to talk about my manga in the club as well. So I hope you're all looking forward to that.
That's great, Natsuki. I guess you managed to get through her, huh?
I mean, I sure hope so.
How's she doing, by the way? Like in general?
She's doing okay, I think. She had a moment where we had to step outside for some fresh air, but nothing too serious. Well, this is Monica we're talking about. She can take care of herself.
Yeah.
Here's a Yuri. Give this a try before it gets cold. Everyone sometimes needs someone to rely on. I pick up a piece of chicken, place it on her plate.
Thanks!
As I eat, I catch Natsuki looking pretty gloomy after staring down at her lunch. Do you want to try some too, Natsuki?
It's so good!
I'm alright. A quick glance at her plate reveals that she's got nothing more than rice and a packet of ketchup. Which confuses me, considering Natsuki's pretty much known for being really good at cooking. I guess she just didn't have enough time to prepare her food.
Here you go, Nuts. You can have my taco.
Seer picks up 2 octopus-shaped sausages and places them on Natsuki's rice.
Now we all share parts of our lunches. And instead of having enough time to pack lunch sometimes too, so don't worry about it.
Thanks, Sayori. Natsuki swiftly begins to eat, nearly eating both sausages in a few seconds.
See, I knew you were hungry.
Shut up, Sayori!
Blech. Ew, Evergone! What kind of noise was that?
Today is just one of those days where I don't feel like coming to a club meeting.
Oh, we can call it a day if you like.
Nuh-uh! Not on my watch! This is my day! Natsuki barges into the club room looking pretty upset at Sayori's idea.
Whoops, sorry, Aragon. Guess you're out of luck.
Is that all it takes to change your mind? Sayori suddenly inches close to me and whispers into my ear.
The truth is that Natsuki is kind of scary.
I'm kind of what?
Nothing. Say, didn't you want to share something with us today?
Yeah, but I'm just waiting for the women of the hour to show up before I get started. Plus, I have to make sure Monica lives up to her promise. Sorry? Good afternoon. And what promise might you be referring to? Hopefully you'll find out in a few minutes. Hey everyone! Hope everyone had a terrific day today! Hem! Natsuki loudly clears her throat to non-verbally state the obvious. I know. I'll get to that. I just wanted to find the right time to say it. It's a bit hard. If it's about what I think it is, I don't mind waiting until the end. Natsuki's Monica says something almost as if she's struggling to come up with something more to say in response. Anyway, I brought something to share with the club today. And no, it's not cupcakes, Aragon. I guess I didn't hide my fish expression as well as I thought I did. Natsuki cheerfully walks over to her bag and pulls out multiple different manga, some of which I recognize and others not so much. Monica and I decided that I should be allowed to share my favorite forms of literature in the club as well. It's not fair that everyone else gets to share something that I've barely had the chance, and I've barely had the chance.
What's this one? I've never seen this one before.
Oh, that one? That's Choco. That's Choco Struggles to Communicate. It's one of my recent favorites. Natsuki grabs the manga off the desk ever so gently as if to avoid getting any folds or creases on the covers. She proudly presents the manga for all 4 of us to see. I like the literature club music with more flute. I just noticed. I was just wondering why it feels so Natsuki-esque, and I think it's the flute. Well, it's more like still the literature club like-esque. The cover page shows a somewhat slender girl in a blue uniform drawing on a chalkboard. Isn't that like, I have the first 2 mangas of like Komi Can't Communicate. Isn't that like entirely like correct? I'm like entirely like correct, I almost said. Like very much the same thing. So what's this one about? Just a girl can speak or something? Uh-huh! It's super cute! This is one of those slice of life manga that doesn't have any real or concrete plot. I'm not judging anything. It's just that I don't understand the appeal with these. Don't really understand.
Well, it certainly sounds like you're already judging it right from the start. To answer your question, Aragon, yes, that's basically it. And to answer yours, Yuri, there actually is a lot of depth to this that even shocked me when I first started reading it. The manga does a tremendous job at showing how tough social anxiety can be, and how it can be often misinterpreted as them acting like they're above all their peers. Shoko Komi, the main character, is the one who really struggles to communicate with others. But it's not that she doesn't want to, or suppressed about it all. After getting help from a new friend, she becomes determined to make 100 friends. So determined, in fact, that you can't help but root for her as she tries her hardest to break past that barrier she struggled with her whole life. Yeah, it's a slice of my life manga for sure. It's full of cute moments and situational comedy that might not be for everyone. But its message, the whole idea that you aren't defined by your weaknesses or ailments, is a message I'm sure everyone can really grab a hold of. Which is why
Natsuki gently but swiftly places the manga on Yuri's chest, causing her to jump a little.
I want you to read it.
I don't know how I feel about manga in general. I'm afraid I won't be able to appreciate it as much as you probably like me to.
Just don't think about it too hard. Give it a shot, and then you can let us know what you think next time. That's the whole point of this club, isn't it?
Natsuki's right, Yuri. Part of the talk her and I had the other day was all about having an open mind and willing to try out new things. Well, you see, manga isn't exactly unfamiliar to me. I've had some history of the medium in the past.
Well, great! Then it should be even easier for you then.
Yuri only sighs in response as she carefully takes the manga and hugs it close to her chest. We all start engaging more in Natsuki's manga showcase, talking about various manga that I'm familiar with, and then some that Sayori was surprisingly familiar with as well. Those more familiar with the action-focused ones, such as Attack the Titans and Yellowheart Ninja Adventures. She recognizes manga such as Girl's Final Tour and Ordinary Life in the West. Yeah, I don't know which these ones are referencing. My bad. But I've never really, I've never read Attack on Titan or Naruto, I'm pretty sure it's the second. I've had, I currently have, Killers in Love. I found it in German. I couldn't find it in English anywhere. And then I suddenly saw it in, a German bookshop. So I had to buy it. Because it looked interesting, but I just never found the English version anywhere. I have Inuyasha, Angels of Death, Happy Sugar Life, and one other thing. And I've read some mangas online because I couldn't find any way to buy it in English, and I've not found them in German thus far either. One was about, I don't remember the name, but I think in English it was something like The Monster with No Name. It was about the spider monster, and as a spider lover, I certainly enjoyed that. I might put up the name here if I remember to. But yeah, I sadly couldn't find any English version I could buy, nor a German one in the German stores that apparently have manga that isn't even in English available.
So yeah, while I don't like to take on too many manga at once, it's nice to have other things to turn to if I'm feeling a certain way, you know?
I see that. I'll admit, your commentary on Attack the Titan sounds like something I'd actually enjoy reading. When I get through this one first, of course.
Yeah, that was super fun! I'm not super big on manga myself, but I have read a few here and there. It's just super cool to finally hear a passionate side.
I agree. I mean, I've never been one to shy away from some good manga, but I always used to think it
didn't really belong in this club. And that's what I'm trying to fix. And by the sound of things, I seem to have done a good job.
Yeah, you did. You did great. It's awesome to see you take the initiative to make the club even better. I had a good time as well. I look forward to whenever you decide to do this again. Maybe we can all pick and choose our own manga to bring and discuss. It's not really a secret that I used to be into romance manga anyway, so I guess that wouldn't be so bad to see.
Nothing to be shy over. For its worth, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't into stuff that most people would find interesting.
Hey, you can't talk about that kind of material in the club.
Hey, it's not like that, dummy! Anyway, yeah, bringing and choosing manga. Sounds cool. Imagine myself bringing Happy Sugar Life. Oof. I do feel like the manga did a better job than the anime in some aspects. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Oh, I also have Erased. The German name is very much different, and so is the Japanese name. In English, it's just Erased. The manga version. Although I genuinely don't understand why there's so much hate for the anime in contrast to the manga, I did think the manga was better, but honestly, I don't mind the anime ending either. I did have a lot of fun doing that. I didn't really get any opportunities to share with my other friends about manga or anything like that.
Huh? What's that?
It's no big deal. We're all of those things we just can't really talk about with certain people, you know?
Oh, yeah, I understand that completely. Sort of like how I can't really talk to Aragon about girl stuff.
Sure, dude, you could put it like that. By the way, Yuri, please take care of that manga island, you alright? Because I swear, if I see just one crease...
You have nothing to worry about. It's in good hands. I'll tell you about my early impressions as soon as I get the chance.
Great! Then I guess we're done with today's meeting, yeah?
No. There's still half an hour left until it's over.
Oh, well, Aragon was saying how we didn't really feel up for a full club meeting today, so how about we cut it short?
Why? Need to be getting somewhere?
Natsuki doesn't respond as she pulls out her phone and gives it a quick, concerned glance. Yeah, I can't stick around for very long today. Can you guys help me pack up my manga? I'd really appreciate it.
Don't worry, friend! I can put them in the closet for you where they'll be safe and sound.
Huh? Ah, right, that's a good idea. Thanks, man. Just be careful with them, alright? The same thing I told Yuri goes for you as well.
Yes, ma'am!
Natsuki leaves the clubroom in a hurry, leaving all of her manga for Sayori and probably the rest of us to take care of.
Something on your mind, Yuri? Oh, nothing, sorry.
Okay, what's with the awkward silence?
Hey, don't act like you weren't the one with the idea to end the meeting early. What? What's that caring attitude you had from before? You're just acting now. I'm not. I'm being 100% serious.
So that thing you said about ending the meeting early for my sake was a lie.
No, I just didn't want to look bad in front of Monica, okay?
Sayori says with others with such speed it's nearly impossible to understand her.
Well, if this is something you two already discussed beforehand, who am I to keep you here if you want to leave a little early? Besides, it's just an after-school club. You're free to come and go as you please. I sneak a glance at Yuri, who still seems to be within her own mind at the moment.
Guess I couldn't help but think of her after hearing what Monica said. Come and go as you please. Don't have to tell me twice. I'm genuinely beat. Oh, and I didn't mean anything by wanting to leave early today, Monica. Just thought you should know.
Oh, no, of course not. But thank you for telling me anyway. That's nice of you.
Anytime. Where did you get going, Sayori?
Fine, let's go. Let me put away Natsuki's manga first, then we can head out.
Phew, piece of cake. Let's get going then.
Yep. You sure Natsuki won't mind that we put some of the manga out of order?
Oh, she will definitely mind.
Then let's fix...
Sorry.
Then let's fix them!
I put my arm up in the air and let out a long and hearty yawn.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
So it gives me a stern, pleading look. She took Natsuki's arm! Sorry. Sometimes when that happens, I can't help but notice that it's like another girl's arm. It's just something I need to get used to at first before I can. Like, it's not a sign of useless I need to get used to at first. Alright, we'll show up early and fix them up before she gets here. Is that alright at least? Look to me! I sigh as Yuri reaches out to interlock her arm with mine. I happily take it and we walk off the club room, leaving Monica and Yuri to their own business. It wasn't intentional, but getting those two alone was probably the best outcome for them to really work things out. I just hope it all turns out okay. I hope those two sort out everything they need to. If there's anyone that would listen to Monica's problems, it's Yuri. Oh really? What is that? Yuri likes to listen to people talk. She's not one to interrupt you or anything. I guess that makes sense. I'm sure things will work out between them. I hope so. So, want her to the cafe? It's been a while since you and I have been there, hasn't it? Ah! You mean the... Yep. The one a few blocks down. You know the one. That sounds like an amazing idea! Let's go! I have no idea which one. Is it the same cafe that where Monica and Natsuki went there? Okay. Okay! I slowly reopened my eyes. No glitches, no static, no flashes. It's just me and her. Phew. So, that manga Natsuki gave you. She told me about that one. She's pretty excited about it. She even talked about about you when she brought it up. Yuri doesn't respond at all. So she fridges a little before gathering up her stuff and preparing herself to leave. Yuri? Yes. What is it? I think it's about time I apologized for what I said to you last week. Oh, I see. That's alright. I forgive you. You do? I've never been one to hold a grudge. Ah, that's commendable. Scratch my head nervously. If I'm being honest, I expected you to be angry with me. Well, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't angry at some point. But I merely began to wonder. When you said all those things, how did you even know that I did these things to myself? I began thinking, how much do I really know about you? You really don't know anything. I guess I've only showed you what I've wanted to show you. That wasn't you that way. I know it wasn't. How would you know that? You've always been that person that inspired me to do great things. To reach for my full potential and work towards it. I refuse to believe that the Monica I know could have genuinely meant what she said that day. If that makes any sense. Don't worry. It makes perfect sense. I don't really have a proper explanation as to why I did what I did. It's become pretty clear that something's going on. And I'd like to know what it is. We all would. I look down at my hands. I don't know where to begin. It's... Monica, you okay? Her voice is muffled. My eyes begin to shiver violently. It's very hard to... Suddenly lose the feeling in my legs and fall over. I feel two arms grab and hold me up. Was I about to fall? I didn't even know what just happened there. Slowly open my eyes and realize I'm now sitting down in the chair at the front of the clubroom. Are you okay? Do you need me to call the emergency services? No, that isn't necessary. Never speak for a short while, but it seems like ages. She's probably worried about me. But why? So I don't understand why. Something is happening to me. Something that I don't really think I'm ready to talk about. With anyone. But what I did last week, that was wrong. And I realize that now. I don't really know what else to say. You've got a lot going on in your life, don't you? And maybe you just thought what you did was right, even if you weren't entirely clear on that. Sarah told us that you tend to be really hard on yourself when things don't go your way.
can't really say I know how that feels. Is it really possible that I've just been wrong about everything? He awkwardly avoids making eye contact with me, but kneels down so that we are at eye level with each other. Are you sure you don't need me to call for help? I think you nearly fainted there. That's unnecessary. But no, would it be too much if I asked for you to... No, actually, maybe that's not such a good idea. It's okay. Were you going to ask me to walk home with you? Yeah, I was. So I get up from my chair, having experience with these fainting spells in the past. I'm able to stand on my own feet with relative ease after a short time. Despite this, Yuri still grabs into my arm and helps me stand upright. Strangely, just like when Natsuki held me up, I feel comforted by her touch. It's something I've designed for so long, but how come I'm only starting to feel it now? Can you walk okay? Yeah, I manage. Yuri, gracefully as ever, places a bag around her shoulder and allows me to walk out of the clubroom bar first. Thank you, Yuri. I look back towards the table Sayori is seated at, making sure she can't hear me placing the order. A special order for Sayori and I. Back when we were kids, we always ordered the cinnamon buns. They were her favorite. I wonder what that's for. I can't speak to save my life. Yeah, I wonder what that's referencing. Give me a moment. Still need to think how I'm going to exactly. Oh, whatever. That's something for later me to worry about. Procrastination. I'm positive not much has changed in that regard. I return to my seat and wait for our order to arrive. That rush of nostalgia nearly knocked me out of my feet when we walked in here. And that is the cafe that, I mean the ice cream parlor that Natsuki and Yuri were, Monica went. I'm currently struggling to say Monica. What is that? No kidding! I nearly did trip and fall! That's right, you did. Sure does hit the spot after a long day though, doesn't it? Yeah. Sarah takes a big whiff of the cafe, which I'm sure had awakened some buried memory within her. Ice cream parlor. I know the smell anywhere. Before Sarah could say anything more, a waiter brings over a tray of 2 large cinnamon buns. The instant rush of nostalgia completely melts us both away. You ordered a cinnamon buns! You still remember? Of course I do. How could I forget? You went bananas over these. I really did, didn't I? Heck yeah. So much so that so your mom started to call you Bun because you always asked for them. I'm pretty sure others call her Bun for other reasons. Time to drink some water. Jeez, you remember so much, huh? More than you expect me to? Sarah reaches for a napkin to pick up her snack and prepares to take a bite. Honestly, I never take napkins. I just eat. Hold on, we'll bite into them together. Oh. Oh. Hold on. We'll bite into them together. Sarah, don't steal my words. Oh. Alright. I follow suit and prepare to take a bite out of the cinnamon bun. Ready? She nods excitedly. Dig in! In perfect unison, the both of us take our first bites of our snacks, instantly blown away by its flavor and blissful nostalgia. The
both of us start to laugh amongst ourselves as we enjoy a quick trip back to our childhoods, when times were simpler. Honestly, I must say I feel like I have gotten happier ever since my childhood. When talking to my friends too, all of us seem to think that, like, things got better at, like, much later, not much later in life, we're still pretty young. But, like, they were, like, the childhood sucked, and then, like, either it started going upwards from being a teenager, or really only when they were, like, around, well, still a teenager, but one of them was, like, 16, and only then it started really, like, looking upwards because the childhood just sucked. So I always feel a little awkward when I, like, hear things like, I wish I was back a child, or I was back a child. Back to being a child and stuff, and it's, I just don't relate, and it's always like, I feel awkward then when this comes up, like, am I supposed to feel that way? There was no depression to worry about. Depends on the child. We were just kids. Because Sayori saying she had depression for her whole life doesn't mean she had it since she was like 6, but it could have been. There is a chance that she was like depressed even before the age of 6. It's really just dependent on like many factors. There's like genetic factors, and of course also experiences and life. For example, on my mother's side, there's like a huge genetic component that appears to be there with like that for some reason they all have like some weird depression or something. As far as I know, I have seasonal depression. I was never really diagnosed with anything more. I think there were like a few things about trauma, and I'm pretty sure I maybe have some type of PTSD because I still have like nightmares, and when discussing things regarding to like some of the things I've seen, I can get like either really like teary and I start panicking, and I had a panic attack at school once, I remember, because there was a tag that was referring to someone who died by hanging. And I literally had to like go outside for a bit and just walk in circles and needed to see if I can stop breathing so loudly. And sometimes I get very angry about it, so I do feel like there is some type of psychological problem that did originate from that. I'm like, there's like my friends who have more experience with it also say I probably have like PTSD. Especially with like also some of the nightmares still. But I was never professionally diagnosed when it comes to that part. The best of friends. Us against the world. I mean, I suppose you can still view it that way. My friends and I still are pretty childish sometimes. Which sucks given the fact that I'm also very small. And they are very tall guys, and I'm a small, petite girl, and constantly get confused with 14 years old, and they look, I don't know, in their 30s, even though one of them is younger than me. Has gotten us in trouble in public before. And then thinking about the depression, I only think about how much I'd like for her to just feel better. Oh hey, did you remember to take your pills this morning? She nods as she continues chewing. I give her friendly smiles as I think back to our childhood. It's a strange feeling, honestly. I mean, I had it as good as I could have. A best friend, someone I could have relied on. And I just let that go. Man, I'm dumb. As I continue reflecting on my past, I notice Sayori's expression shifts quite subtly, but enough to still be noticeable. What's up, Sayori? Don't you like it? Huh? What do you mean? It's great! Alright, I just can't help but notice your expression there. Seemed like you were kind of down about something. Her expression did shift at like the pills part, but I wasn't like exactly sure if I should point it out because I wasn't exactly sure if she was still just like chewing, or if like the sadder eyebrows were already in fact an indicator that it's not. It can get quite annoying to constantly be asked that.
Oh, it's not really anything important.
I look back down at our half-eaten cinnamon buns and ponder for a moment. You know what I think could help?
Help with what?
You know, your depression.
Oh,
Wait, sorry. I probably shouldn't have bothered bringing it up, huh?
no, it's alright. I know you mean well. I guess I wasn't expecting to hear you say it so casually.
Sorry. Scratch my head. Well, I wasn't going to say... I was going to say that maybe the kinds of foods you've been eating have an effect on your health. You know, like... I guess a cinnamon bun here. My mom used to always tell me that eating a bunch of bad foods can rot your brain. Sayori looks down at her cinnamon bun and has a worried expression on her face.
I mean, did you really have to tell me that now?
Oh! No, I guess not. Sorry. It was just an idea. I didn't really mean to make you feel bad or anything.
It's alright.
It wasn't alright. A few minutes of silence go by as we both look down at our phones. I mean, eating something nice can in fact help like a little bit with your mental health. For example, chocolate like releases endorphins, which can sometimes help relieve stress more there. So, if that's what he was trying to go at, I can see what he tried to go at. As I'm finishing up my snack, I noticed she stopped eating hers. Hey, you aren't going to finish? Interrupted by a loud vibration on my phone. Thinking it was a text message, I immediately opened up the notification. I'm shocked to realize that it's not a text message, but an email from my school about my grades. Oh, I guess they're really starting to catch up with me. Oh, shit.
What's up? You only have us when it's something serious. You can't hide this from me.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't really want to tell you. My grades aren't as good as I've made them seem these last few weeks.
What?
So it's genuinely shocked boys only makes me feel worse. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We've been working together on assignments this whole time. Surely these teachers are just out to get you now. I know. Monica knows some people can help. I can just talk to her and...
No, that's not going to work. Because this is all me. I've been letting my grades fall because I've been so... I stopped myself.
So what?
Nothing. Not important. What matters is I'm going to change these grades. I'll worry about these myself. In other words, they aren't anything for you to worry about.
Alright.
I look back down at my phone and open up the website to check my grades individually. None of these courses are actually as intensive as I'm probably making them seem. It's just that the truth of me basically ignoring my work in order to focus on Sayori is something that I really don't want to admit. To her or myself. But look at how low some of these grades are. I can't help but realize how much of a toll this has taken on me. Yeah, I've said it I would have probably made a cut by now. That they're like I've said it the last episode. That my grades also started like getting worse in the like final class, but I actually never really had a problem with that it needed to be talked about because I never got that bad and I still had like lessons what I was like good at and stuff like yeah. I'm trying to imagine what that must feel like. I know someone who like didn't finish school, but it wasn't much of a problem for him because he like already had a job, like a part-time job, before he was finished. And they already said they were going to take him if he wants this position, even if he doesn't have any good or any like school graduation. So when it happened, it wasn't actually a big deal to him, but you know, in this case, I don't think there is like a plan there already. I let out a sigh and placed my phone in my pocket. I finished up my cinnamon bun and cleaned up after myself. Sayori, do you want to take your bun home? Huh?
No, oh, no, that's okay. I don't really want it anymore.
Ah. I grab a napkin and wrap it around the unfinished pastry. At a quick glance, it becomes obvious that she only ate one bite out of it. I walk over to the trash and toss it away. I would never be able to do that. I really can't throw away food. It's a real problem. So, like, unless it's already, like, really bad, I can't throw away any food. I'm always worried, like, when there's something left that I need to eat this, I need to eat this. I need to eat this tomorrow. I, like, sometimes have multiple meals, like, the same meal multiple days in a row because I couldn't finish it the first day. And eventually it tastes disgusting, but I just can't throw it away. Same goes for, like, cafes. I need to, or, like, restaurants. I need to take the food with me. I can't throw it away. So, ready to head out? Sayori nods as she grabs her bag and throws it around her shoulder. As per usual, I offer my arm to her. She stares at me for a short moment before accepting my offer and interlocking her arms together. As we exit the cafe, a beautiful sunset has already painted the sky, a mix of orange and pink, and the weather is perfectly breezy and fresh. I would say Yuri take a deep breath and sigh as we make our way back home. After a decently long walk, we arrive back at our neighborhood. Geez, I kind of forgot how much of a workout that was.
I know, right? I'm all sweaty now.
Yeah, go take a shower now, Stinky.
Hey, you're all sweaty too. You probably smell way worse than me.
It sounds like you want to prove that to yourself.
Ew, no I don't.
I win again.
I guess if that's the win to you, then sure.
Ajaka gently pats Sayori's head. So, what are the plans for today? Wanna get out some more?
Sure. Oh, wait. You can't get distracted anymore. You have a lot of work to do.
Ah, right. Well, what if I agree to strictly keep it about homework and nothing else?
You promise?
Cross my heart and hope to die. Okay, well, maybe not the die part, but yes.
Okay. My mom will be home early today as well. My mom will be home earlier today as well, so maybe she can help.
Great. Let's get to it then. Transition!